Hey there, friend. So this dashboard that I've created for you is created in Google Data Studio. So before you get started, you need to make sure that you are logged into Google Data Studio. Now you can log in using the same email address that you use for your Google Analytics account, which you will already need to have so that you can actually pull in this data from Google Analytics. So just Google Data Studio and click on the top link that comes up, which is datastudio.google.com. Let's wait for that to load up for us, and that will take you into your little dashboard for Google Data Studio. And then from there, once you're logged in, you'll see a little dashboard here. There's some sample reports here. You can create your own reports. It's a super fun reporting tool. What I find is that Google Analytics is amazing for research and, contains so much data and so much great information about the usage of your website, but sometimes getting it into a form that is easily digestible on a regular basis and makes you actually want to look at the numbers is a different thing. So that's why I've used Google Data Studio to create this dashboard. So I'm just going to open up a new browser window. I find Chrome much better for Google products for obvious reasons, but you can also use Firefox for this as well. It doesn't seem to work as well in Safari, so just be warned, you may not see all of the functionality if you open in Safari. So once you've clicked on the link that I've sent you to access the actual dashboard, you will see it pop up and populate here. So you're in the view of the dashboard at the moment. You can't edit any of the modules on the dashboard, but you can obviously change the default view of the dashboard. So you could pull in any of the profiles that you have connected to your Google Analytics account. So normally it would just be your own website analytics account that's connected there. So it's only your website data that's coming in. If you are a web developer or a social media manager and you have access to multiple client accounts, you would select the appropriate account. Also at the top here, we have the date range. Now I have the dashboard set to default to look at the current period. So for us, at the time of this recording, which is just at the end of June, it's actually June 30 now, but because this is based on American time, it's actually pulling in dates 24 hours prior. So just bear that in mind if you are looking to do reporting up to a particular day. If you click on the button, you'll be able to change the date range that you're looking at. If you wanted to just look at the month of June, for example, we would change the start date to be 1 June, and then we could also hit 30 June and hit apply, and then it's going to pull in just the data for that 1 month. So let's get into the actual information on the data, and then I'll show you some of the other details at the top after that. So we've got our page views, we've got users, we've got new users, pages per session, average session duration, bounce rate, and goal completions. Now with goal completions and goal conversion rate, this is pulling in the goal number 1 spot if you have goals set up on your website. If you don't yet have goals set up on your website, then it will show no data in those 2 particular fields. I do have a tutorial on setting up goals, so you might want to check that out if that's of interest and you need some help setting that up. Next, underneath that, we've got repeat visitation, so just getting a handle on this period's kind of new visitors and returning visitors. Then in the middle, we've got a users line graph there, just to get a sense of, do we have any major spikes over that month, or is it kind of up and down as per normal? Then we've got our sources of traffic, so breaking down all of the sources. Yours may not be as detailed as this, and usually for the clients that I work with, we're looking at direct traffic, referral traffic, social traffic. There might be display traffic if they're running any Google AdWords or Google display activity, paid search for Google AdWords, etc. So depending on the activity that you're running will depend on your traffic sources here. Underneath that, we've got the pages on the website. I'll just scroll down a little bit, and this is pulling in the top 10 pages for that month view that we're looking at, but you can cycle through the rest of the pages that come up and get a sense of the most popular content on the website for the period that you're viewing. Next across, we've got a table here which is pulling in information from our social networks. So we've included sessions, page views, average session duration, and pages per session, and bounce rate. The great thing about these tables is that you can reorder. So if you wanted to see which of the social channels was providing you with either the lowest or the highest bounce rate, then you would just reorder. So we can see here that we've got Twitter, which is showing a really high bounce rate of 76.19%. And you could also then have a look at, okay, well, which social channel is actually giving us the longest in terms of average session duration as well. So again, different quality markers when it comes to traffic. Underneath that one, we've got a breakdown of our audience and where they allocated country and city. Then we've got sessions, average session duration, and pages per session. So that's really about looking at the quality of the traffic from the different markets that you might be in. And again, you can scroll down and see all of the ones that you've got there. You probably won't have as many different countries and cities in here as the Google default data has, but your information will kind of pull through there as well. And then finally, on the actual dashboard, we've got our audience profiling. So more of our demographic information. We've got our male and female split, and then we've also got our age brackets. And you probably want to cross-check this information with the information that you've got with your social channels as well, because it should, obviously, if you're consistent with your branding and your messaging, then it should all be in line with what you're seeing on your social channels as well. So a good point of comparison for that side of things. If we scroll back up to the top, we've got a few options up here. So the first one is download report. So you can download this view of the report when you've pulled in your information. You can download it as a PDF with these options, or you can get a link. You can go full screen, or you can create a copy of this report. You can also share it with someone else as well. So if you want to make a copy of the report, then that will allow you to have that copy of the report sitting in your own Google Data Studio dashboard, and then you can access it at any time. It is a little bit more advanced, but absolutely easily done. So let's just have a quick look at how we do that. So we'll click on Copy Report, and it's going to show us a couple of columns here. So we want to select your information in the second column, which is the column that currently says sample Google Analytics data pulling in there. So this will feed back into your Google Data Studio account. So if you've signed in via your Google Analytics account, it will actually see your website data there. So I can see Seeking Digital at the top. So I would either click all website data, or I could select my own website, and it would pull in my own website there for all of that information. And then you hit Copy Report. So I'm just going to leave it as sample Google Data Analytics data, and hit Copy Report, and it's going to bring it up. So what you'll see here is a load more of different information. Now, this will then allow you to change the dashboard as you want to. You could move things around if you want. It's very easy. It's just kind of very drag and drop. As you can see, you can move things around if you want to. You could delete some things if you didn't want to look at those things. So that's totally fine as well. At the moment, this is the edit view. You might want to look at the pretty view and do it. You just click view, and then you've got the one that we saw before, where we can just kind of pull in our other information, change our date range, and just have a look at the information that way and kind of interact with the report. Again, you've still got the same options, but once you've made a copy of the report, you get some further options. So you can still download as a PDF, but what you can also do is schedule email deliveries of the report. So again, if you want to get this delivered to your inbox in, on a monthly basis, you could certainly do that. And you can add additional recipients to that as well. So you can have that kind of weekly on a Monday, monthly on the first day of the month, which is awesome, or you could have it daily, depending on how you want to do that. So a couple of other options for you there. If you do go in to edit the dashboard, that's totally up to you. That's fine. This is your copy of the dashboard that I've created, so you can definitely kind of take it and make it your own. But just beware that it's kind of a little bit more advanced. I'll probably do another tutorial on how to kind of pull in some other information and how to actually update all of that stuff. But you probably can kind of see how, as I click on each of these data sources on the right hand side here, it's pulling in different kind of parameters. Let's go back to the view and I will sign off here. I hope that really helps you guys. I love this little tool. I've been using it for my clients with their kind of 6-month kind of check-in and just a comparison on and an overview of how they are going with their websites. So I really encourage you to kind of have a play around with it, pull in your data, see your data, understand your data, and maybe start to schedule some regular reports, or at least just kind of come back to this link, pull in your own information and download it as a report whenever you feel you need to. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and I will chat to you soon. Bye.